I'm a former narcotics officer that bought drugs in an undercover capacity for years in the state of New Jersey. I never thought of my son as being an addict or having a problem with drugs. I used to bring him when he was 10 years old to do surveillances with me at the train station. I was waiting for someone to come off. And that's not actually normal to do that with your son, but I wanted to teach him everything about drugs so that this would never happen to him. It doesn't matter. It's a precursor, whether you are or you aren't. Once you take it, Nancy Reagan used to say, don't use drugs or like never try them. Well, that's almost impossible. Over 80% of people have smoked marijuana. Like I said, when a doctor's giving you a drug, a doctor's giving me this drug, that's one of the hardest things we have to do, is convince someone that just because a doctor gave it to you, that doesn't mean it's not a narcotic. That doesn't mean that you're not going to be allergic to it. And when this happens to your own child, you just feel helpless. Because I can't go to a doctor, they have zero training on addiction. Can't go to a nurse because they have zero training on addiction. Can't go to a psychiatrist, they have zero training on addiction. You go to the internet, and then you go to a treatment center where they're not treating it the right way. So you just feel lost, you just feel helpless, hopeless. And when a treatment center told me in Texas, you got to prepare for your son's death, that's when my wife and I, we couldn't sleep that night. All night long we were up saying, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Luckily, he got the right treatment, and we realized what the answer was. And it's the three-part disease. That's why it's got to be, the spiritual part has to be treated. Not just the mental and the physical, but also the spiritual. And when you combine all three of those, it can be fixed. And that's why we started Serenity Springs, because I wanted to change the way treatment was being done in this country and in other countries. It's not being done properly. Like I said, a 20% success rate is not acceptable to me. I want an 80, I want a 100% success rate. I'm not going to be satisfied till everybody's cured. And when I say cured, that means that they're still going to be allergic to the drugs and alcohol, but they understand how to live with it, how to be happy, how not to be miserable. Because when you're miserable, you're going to use drugs, you're going to do something to try to change the way you feel. And I'm just happy that I can help people get out of that vicious cycle of addiction.